Hey, Tony Guys here, popping in on this Good Friday, literally, and want to do a message today on the Man to Man series, which I try to stick to on Fridays if I have a topic. Now, one thing I've been seeing a lot from the men who write me on Instagram DMs and some emails is about earning a woman's trust back. Now, this is something that's no easy feat. And to be honest with you, it's something that I feel like about 99% of men have to do at some point in a relationship. And so the first thing what you have to realize is it is wrong to come into a relationship and to lie, to cheat, to deceive, to manipulate, and to use. And what you have to acknowledge and be honest about is that you took her for granted. You got to admit that as a man and say, listen, I took you for granted. I thought that I could get over on you. I thought that I could do what I seen my dad do to my mom, or my stepdad do, or my uncle do, or my brother do, my cousin do, what I saw my homeboys doing. I thought that I could have my cake and eat it too. I thought that I could use you and have you there as my hold-me-down woman, my woman of convenience, but then have me a little fun on the side and have me a little side entree, but keep you as my main course. But I found out that that's not the case, that you are a real woman, you respect yourself, you love yourself, and you are willing to walk away. And I apologize for being stupid, for being immature, and for taking you for granted. And if you'll give me another chance, then I will do everything in my power to show you that I am growing and I am changing and that I want you and only you. Now, there is a good possibility that that's going to happen in 99% of relationships, including my own. Don't think that just because I'm a relationship coach that I never had, that's how I become a relationship coach, because I had made all the mistakes. So I had to earn my wife's trust again. And I remember when we first, early on, I was 23. I think maybe she was probably 21 or something like that. And I had wrote a little book. The book hadn't done nothing. The book had I made $300 on my first royalty check. And we had my homeboy, I'm from like a little small county, Polk County, Florida. It ain't a small county, but it just, kind of country, a little slow, a little backwards. Ain't nothing real fast about it. And my homeboy was trying to be a club promoter. And so he was promoting at this club, and it was just a little hole in the wall club in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the country. And he was putting like athletes that had made it from our county on the flyer that was going to be special guests. And then I think I had got a little radio interview on the local radio station. And I had wrote a book. So when I talked to him, he was trying to get on the radio and trying to get stuff on the radio. So since I had been on the radio, it was like, oh, you're a little celebrity too. Mind you, I was making $8.50 an hour. I just had wrote a book. Book wasn't nothing, but nobody knew how to publish a book where I was from. So it made me look like I was somebody. So he put me on the flyer as a special guest. Now, I had just got married. Nobody knew about my wife, really. We didn't have social media and stuff. We only had Facebook, and I had probably just got on Facebook maybe that year. And there was this young lady who she was like eye candy. She was like, when I say eye candy, meaning she was in the music videos, like the little local rappers' music videos. And I just thought it was kind of like something that somebody you hire for like a special day or like a music video for something like that. So they were going to have a little red carpet at the little club in the hood. And, I'm 23 years old. I don't know nothing about no marriage and all of that. And I had literally just come out the streets from hustling and just living that life. Everybody was a cheater. Ain't nobody was faithful now. We ain't know nothing. We ain't know such thing as a faithful man. We didn't know a such thing as that. And I remember writing to a young lady on Facebook, like, hey, got this little event coming up. Want to know, if you'll be my guest. And the reason why I did that because my wife had just had our son. She wasn't feeling good. She was sick every day. And so I was looking at like, this what you do when you a celebrity. Now, mind you, I ain't have no following. Ain't nobody know me. It just was trying to feel good, look good, trying to be somebody, My wife still had, just everything going on with our son. And I left my computer up. That's how I honestly wasn't thinking. Like, I wasn't looking like, oh, I'm doing something real sneaking sly. I'm thinking like, hey, man, this Hollywood, even though we're in the middle of my little raggedy county, this Hollywood, man, that's what you do. Like, everybody have arm candy. Everybody have somebody that they not really with. They not dating, and they, put them on their arm, and you just walk the red carpet, Mind you, we ain't got no paparazzi. We ain't got nothing. My wife, I left my computer on, left my Facebook logged in. My wife seen the message. She came to me. She asked, why did you message her? Why did you say that? Like, how that make me look? That made me look stupid. And the young lady, too, I see that she took it away like she didn't realize that she was seen as like arm candy and like a business thing, like something that men, pay her to be. I used to have a thing called Dazzling Dimes. So it was 8 women that was paid to stand in the VIP. And then they would go on the stage and they would twerk. But they had on clothes. It was in a real club. And I was the founder and CEO of Dazzling Dimes. So for me, it was just like, I really wasn't processing it. But my wife, I learned quickly, like, no, you can't do no foolishness like that. Like, you can't go write another woman, ask her, can she be your guest? Like, even if it is just arm candy, I literally was planning like, okay, I'm going to walk in here with little arm candy on my arm. And then when we get in there, I don't dance. I'm a wallflower going my way. She going her way. I didn't see her as like somebody like I'm a date or try to be with or do nothing like that. But my wife, she said, why you wrote her? I was like, oh, man, it just was like business. Like, I just was gonna, try to shoot $100 or something just so I ain't walking the red carpet by myself. And I'm literally thinking this like finna be a red carpet, like I'm going to the Grammys. But when you po dumb in country and you come from little or nothing, you really don't know how that stuff works. And so that was slimy of me. And I sat there, and my wife, she called me out on it. And I can't remember if I wrote the young lady back like, hey, you know what? You is right. Like, my wife, she not cool with that or nothing like that. And so I can't remember if that was the case. But I know my wife checked me on that. And in her mind, it's like, you trying to cheat on me. You was getting ready to try to, do something with this young lady. And so I had to then begin the process of winning her trust back and just letting her know, like, for me, I literally just got done 6 months ago running a modeling troupe, a dance troupe that we get hired to go to the club as arm candy, as eye candy, as VIP, stances or whatever you call it, VIP, seat fillers. And so I had to start rebuilding that trust. And a lot of times, men, we do stupid things. We make stupid choices. And sometimes it's complete ignorance. I know a woman think like, oh, no, y'all know better than that. Y'all know better than that. But you only know what you've been taught. And so for some men, cheating and a woman being okay with it or staying there, a man cheating, for some men, that's just normal. For some men, having female friends, that's just normal. They think that's part of the relationship. For some men, telling lies, manipulating, he think that's normal because that's all he saw. That's all he was around. And so that's why I always talk about a woman's influence. Because literally, a woman is kind of checking a man every step of the way. Like, nope, you can't do that. Nope, you can't do that. Nope, you can't do that. But then if a woman doesn't say that, then look at the relationships that you see sometimes in the media. This woman will be having threesomes, foursomes. They all in a script club together. They bringing scrippers home. They doing all kind of stuff. And to that relationship, it's normal. The man will have her slipping stuff in a woman's drink and doing all kind of stuff, and to that relationship, it's normal. But then to a woman with some sense, she gonna be like, what? You want me to do what? What the world? And I remember one time, early on in the relationship, asking my wife, when we still was we was secular. We wasn't like devout Christians or nothing in the beginning. Hey, baby, can I go to the script club? And I ain't even like no script club, honestly. I just was really just testing them, because even before my wife, I had only been to the script club 2 times. The one time was because my homeboy from New York said, hey man, come home with us on the break. Because we went to school in West Virginia. I was playing football. My roommate was from New York. And his daddy was a doctor. He African. And his homeboys, they from New York. And I remember going to New York with them, and we stayed in Washington Heights. Slept on the floor. We was in an apartment building in Washington Heights, New York City. And I was his homeboy. And they was models in some kind of modeling troupe, men's modeling troupe in New York. They were just real swole, cut up, ripped up guys, and they used to have their shirt off, and they would do, workouts, and they would do calendars for the ladies and all of that. They was in some kind of modeling troupe. And we went to the script club. And we went to the script club, and it was just a blur. For one, I ain't had no money. So I'm sitting there. It was so dark, I couldn't hardly see nothing. I'm sitting there. The woman was dancing on the table. I couldn't hardly see nothing, because it was just dark and the lights were just kind of flashing. And me, I'm kind of thinking like, can I smell something? Because they weren't around here clapping right in our face. And then so we just sitting there. I'm very disinterested. I ain't had no money. And me, I was raised in a Christian household. So it just was kind of disgusting to me that women get naked and dance. And I'm just telling you the God's heaven truth. I literally, God be my witness, have only been in the script club 2 times. It was that time. The next time I went, I was by myself. And it's because I bumped into a homegirl I grew up with in the grocery store. I said, hey, how you doing? She was like, hey, how you doing, Tony? I was like, okay, yeah, what you doing out here? And she was like, oh, I live out here, because we were in another city, not where we grew up at. I'm like, oh, okay, so what you doing? She was like, oh, I dance. I'm like, oh, okay, did you like a dance troupe and all that? She's like, oh no, I dance at such and such. I was like, oh, okay, the club over there on such and such. She was like, yeah, come on in sometime. And I went on in there. I think it cost, I can't remember how much it cost to get in there, maybe $12, $13. And then she was like, yeah, you want to dance? And I was like, all right. I said, so what that means? She was like, well, it's $25. And I was like, okay, so pay the person $25. I had on my new blue jeans. Now I wear these jeans every day now. And we go back there to a little room, and she go to dancing. And to my knowledge, wasn't no clothes on her. And I'm like, oh, now you rubbing all this on these jeans. I'm just sitting there, I'm uncomfortable. I'm like, is this girl rubbing stuff on my jeans? These my good jeans. I'm finna walk out here, jeans smelling like all kind of booty. And that was the last time I went to the script club. Now, by the way, it was in New York. We end up, I'm sitting there, and next thing I know, hey, we gotta go. Hey man, everybody gotta go. We get out the door. I'm like, why we rushing out of here? Like, why we getting everybody rushing out like we getting thrown out? Man, he done stuck his finger in her booty. He like do that. I'm like, what? Yeah, man, he stuck his finger in her booty. You're not allowed to touch the dancers. Here you go. This was my roommate now. Now I remember, libido. So the man done stuck his finger in the woman's booty. I'm like, huh? Do you know what a booty do? Why would you put your thumb in the booty of a stranger? So I'm gonna tell you, I kind of already knew. I was kind of called it. Now this story way out the way now. Okay, this story, but I just was expressing and explaining, like, just some of my experiences as a man. But understand this right here. When you get to the place where you have to win this woman's trust back, the first thing you got to do is you have to admit that you was fully and completely wrong. Whether it was ignorance or whether it was just deliberate stupidity. And you just made a stupid choice. You made a choice that was stupid just because you wanted to test the waters and try the system to see if you could get away with something, and you got caught. You got to admit to it. And you have to admit to it without a if, and but. Well, if you'll do this, but, and no if, ands, and buts in an apology. And then with that, after that apology, you have to say, okay, what will it take? What will it take for me to win your trust? Whatever she says that is in reason. Now, if she say, I remember one time my homeboy said to me, if your girl ain't cheating on you, I will climb up there on the top of that steeple and bend over and get poked in the booty. I was like, what? I went to the dorm room and I put that woman on first 48. You finna tell me, cause ain't no way a black man from DC finna say he gonna climb to the top of the thing and get poked in the booty if you ain't cheat. And sure enough, she had cheated with four of my teammates and one of the basketball players. And we went to a Caucasian college. So this was a Caucasian young lady. You know, I wasn't racist or anything. It just was like, I talked to whoever I could talk to. Black, white, Indian, Asian, Hispanic. I ain't have really no preferences like that on color. On attitude and energy and all that, I had some preferences. But on color, I just was kind of like, you know, my mama is super, super light. You know, a lot of my cousins had, you know, white, some had Hispanic, some had black, some had different nationalities. You know, my auntie had a Haitian man and this person had a Jamaican. And so it was just, you know, smorgasbord. But when that young lady right there did that, I said, okay, all right, I'm gonna go bite on my race. I'm staying over here all the way black. You hear me? It just messed me up. But sure enough, found that out. Now listen to me. When you get to this place to where it's your turn to win, unless she say something like that, unless she say you got to go climb the church building and bend over, unless she say you got to go skydive. If she just say something ridiculous, that's different. But if she say, listen, you need to go on mymentor.life and you need to find a male coach that is married, and I want you to do 12 sessions. And because you need to learn and you need to grow and you need to hear from a married man who mentions he's married in his bio, that he is happily married for X amount of years, and you need to learn from him. And that right there, you got to do that. That's in reason. If she say, listen, you need to read A Woman's Influence, I need to read it too, we're gonna read it together. You need to read Make It Work. We need to go to this retreat that's in California for couples. We need to do this. Anything that's within reason that's gonna build you and grow you as a person, as a man, you have to do it. You have to do it. And then listen to me. Once you lose trust, if you've cheated, if you've lied, if you've stolen, whatever it is, and she choose to be with you, and you really, really saying you love her and you really want to be with her, but you made a stupid choice just trying to see what you could get away with, but now you realize the error in your ways and you want to get right and you want to do the right thing, then guess what? You got to be willing to show that. So in my life today, my wife, ever since I messed up, a long time ago at the beginning of our marriage, we've been married 14 years, I had to be completely open, completely transparent. So she has all of my passwords, our whole marriage. She got my Twitter password, my Facebook password, my phone code, my Instagram password. She got all of that. Anybody who texts me or call me, she could read that. I text, answer, call, talk right in front of her. everything. There is no privacy. There is no privacy. And that's what it is when you have open trust. Now you can have this type of relationship without having done something and got caught up in it. But if you've done something and got caught up in it, you can't come back and be negotiating. When you have made a mistake in a relationship, and really it's male or female, but I'm talking to the men because it's Friday. If you have made a mistake and, hey son, T, what you got going on? Okay, you took Bella out? All right, hurry up now. Hurry up before your mama get back and you ain't did nothing. See, you doing too much. Hurry up, son. Stop playing around now. Son, you got to get with these kids, man. Son about to be 14. He be around here, straight A, no A minus, but sometimes he just don't understand urgency. And his mama, we done came home from the movie theater. He got a game in the morning. Me and her flying out to the Final Four. My mother-in-law gonna be taking us to the game. His mama like him to be in the bed. It's about 8 o'clock. She like him to be in the bed because he got to be up 7 o'clock in the morning. He talking about he was taking some shots outside. Boy, you better get in that bathtub and get out of that bathtub before your mama get home. Cause when your mama get here, listen here, boy, you can be jacked up on that wall. You hear me? Now listen to me. When you done made a mistake as a man, you can't come back and be negotiate. See, you know what? See, I don't think that's fair. Because when you messed up, see, you ain't have to do no 12 sessions. So why I got to do 12? And see, you see what just happened to the man? Got exposed. So basically you saying you want me to go hire one of them. He cheating on his wife. So now I'm on here, I'm wasting money that I'm trying to save for a down payment on a house for us, and you got me spending on a fraud. Listen, whether the man you finna hire or not is a fraud, even if he a fraud, he gonna tell you what you need to hear. Not what you want to hear. He gonna tell you what you need to hear, because even if he a fraud, he still finna give you what you need. He still finna hit you with some wisdom. So you take that. He might not be living by it, but that's between him and God. He got the answer to that. Don't worry about what he doing. And I remember my homeboy said to me a long time ago, he said, man, I got holes in my socks. I was like, oh man, bro, so your mom can't get you no new socks? He said, nah, that ain't what I mean, bro. I was like, what you mean? He said, that mean you can't see my problems. I was like, woo, boy, that's deep. So ever since then, I've been saying that about therapists and coaches and counselors. They got holes in their socks. You can't see their problems. But as long as they serving you with what you need, you take what you need and you let them worry about what they got to get in order. You let them deal with God, but you get what you need to get and don't worry about it. You going through those motions, because if I send you to the gym and I say, hey, go to the gym, get you some 30-pound dumbbells, and I want you to do this here. Much as you can till you fail. All right, then take you 2-minute break, and I want you to do this here. Now you going through the motions, but guess what? You gonna get muscle from it. You gonna get some muscle from it, even though you don't want to be there, even though you can't afford to be there. You finna get some results from going through the old motion, lifting that weight. The same thing gonna happen. I remember my mom used to say that all the time about my cousin. My cousin was a terror. He was a nightmare. And she used to take him to church all the time. He used to go to church with us, and everybody, I'd be like, why you always taking him to church? No, he ain't gonna do right. And she said, as long as he in there, is one day he gonna hear something that hit him. Nah, he never heard nothing that hit him, but that was just, hey, one day at one point he did go to rehab later in his life and get his situation straight, but he done relapsed because I seen him on Facebook in the comments not long ago selling out. Think somebody supposed to do something for him. But hey, he called on them scriptures at one point in his life. So as a man, when you go and you get that help, guess what? You'll get what you need. You'll get what you need, and you showing your woman, I'm willing to do this. And you got to go on a forgiveness campaign. If this is your wife and you want her, you got to shut up and you got to do what's going to win that trust back. Now, see, here's the thing. Depending on what you did, it could take up to a year to win that trust back. And you just serving. You serving. The other thing, you loving her the way she needs to be loved. So you might not like physical touch. But if she likes physical touch, like you playing in her hair, you holding her hand, you cuddling with her, that's what you got to do. You have to love her the way she needs to be loved. Now, if you've cheated, that could take up to a year to win that trust back. Women have a forgiving heart. If you listen to the letters that I read from the women who write in to inbox@TonyGaskins.com, you'll see that women have a forgiving heart on average. So if she's dealing with you, she wants to heal, she wants to grow, and she wants to forgive. She don't want her hard work and the time she spent with you to just go to another woman. So she wanted to work even if she playing tough. She might be playing tough, but if she dealing with you, she wanted to work. And so you have to understand, don't come in and take advantage. Don't come in and do a Jedi mind trick, and don't take advantage of her desire for y'all relationship to work and then talk her out of the session she asked you to have. Talk her out of the book she asked you to read or listen to on Audible. Talk her out of the retreat she want to go to. Don't try to do that, because now what you're doing is you hurting yourself. Because you dumbing down and you breaking down this woman, and she cannot be her best because she's settling. She in a situation where she's settling. So now it's you, and you're not a full man, and then you got her, and you turning her into a grown girl. Now y'all relationship is weak and it's faulty, and you don't have a firm foundation. So you come in and you do everything it takes. If it take longer than a year, what you did, the offense was too great, or she got too much pain, too much trauma. She need counseling. She need coaching. She needs some books. She need to heal from her daddy wounds, from her ex-boyfriend, her ex-husband wounds. She got a little bit much in there. And if it take more than a year to win trust back, and you doing every single thing, then she may have a codependency issue. And because women aren't perfect. Women ain't perfect. So a woman could be toxic. A woman could be broken beyond repair by your hands. She need Jesus. A woman could be manipulative too. A woman could know that you're gonna mess up because she know how men are. She know that you're gonna mess up, and then she'll use that against you to get all the bags. And that's one thing too. A woman should not be saying, "Oh, you need to buy me a bag," because when a man mess up with me, he need to swipe the card. He need to be spending. I need a bag, clothes, a wardrobe, a new car. It shouldn't be nothing materialistic. It should be about growth. It should be about maturity. So even though you are the one trying to win her back, you still have to have some sense. And even when I had to try to win my wife's trust for whatever it may be, or she had to win my trust back for whatever it may be, we both had to win trust back. It earned trust back in the relationship. And it may just be over a little white lie. Maybe a little lie. Just some that we shouldn't have did. Some that we weren't processing that is, immature. And we keep our business in-house, but ain't no relationship gonna be spot-free without any hiccups. You're gonna have to work through something. No matter how big or small it is, every relationship gotta work through something. But in that, it's a lesson. I think I put it in my book, Make It Work. But in that, it's about forgiveness. So yes, you're doing every single thing your partner needs But at the same time, your partner gotta understand what forgiveness means. And so forgiveness means to not remind the person of the offense over and over and over. So you may have a window that you want to talk about it for a whole month. If it's real bad, it may be 3 months. But as the forgiver, you need to see what the person is doing to win trust back, appreciate that. And if you want to be with them, then you have to forgive the same way God forgives. God say, I forgive you. I throw it into a sea of forgetfulness and remember it no more. It is abusive if you take and you have this person working for you and you hanging their failure over their head and you keep throwing it in their face over and over and over. That's a toxic relationship. So if you cannot forgive and appreciate and respect the work that's being done to earn trust back, that means y'all need to break up and go your separate ways. But you cannot hold a person as a prisoner to their past mistakes if they are actively trying and doing everything in their power to win you back. Now here's the thing. As a man, because this is to men, if you working to win this woman back and she drop her guards and she start to love you the same way she loved you before you did something stupid, and she give you her trust back and you mess up again, you don't ever deserve that woman back. Ever. You don't ever deserve her back because you took her for granted and you done spit in her face. She done took you back. She done made herself look stupid to all her friends and family. And then you take and you go and do the same thing again. You don't deserve her back. So if she don't want you back, I believe in second chances because everyone is a human and humans are flawed. Every human gonna do something wrong to somebody else when you're in a relationship. That's every human. Ain't nobody gonna be perfect. Whether it's a lie, whether it's cheating emotionally, cheating physically, everybody gonna do something selfish, something stupid, something immature, something irresponsible. Everybody. Because we're humans. If a human was gonna be perfect, then, and it might be something that the other person don't even find out about, but the person still did it. And God saw it. Because we human. But once you done did that and you get caught or you learn from it or you get convicted by the Spirit, you got to change. You have to change. And that's what happened with some men is some men do something stupid, which we all did something stupid. My first 3 years of marriage, I did stupid stuff. But guess what I had to do? At the age of 25, I had to turn over a new leaf and I had to learn and I had to grow so that I wasn't doing the same thing at 30. So that I wasn't doing the same thing at 35. Now, if I'm doing the same thing at 35 that I did at 25, I don't deserve my wife. I don't deserve to be forgiven. I don't deserve another chance. And that's what happened to some men out here is you take your grace for granted. You did something stupid and instead of learning from it, you keep doing it. And then here you is now 5 years later, 7 years later, still cheating, still lying, still manipulating, still controlling, still toxic. You deserve to burn in the pit of misery and singleness from a good woman until you grow and you heal and you learn. You deserve to be alone and to only have to deal with savage women who want you for what you could do for them. That's what you deserve to be with until you learn and you grow. Because you know right from wrong and what you're supposed to be doing. And so you have to be able to get to that point to do that. And this right here, whole message, I'm talking to the men. It's Friday. So don't be in the comment, oh, what about the woman though? What the woman got to do? Listen, women get videos from everybody and their mama. Worry about your video. This whole message could be inverted. It could be to the other gender. It could be the other way around. But the key that you have to understand is that when you slip up and you do something stupid and you lose the trust in your relationship, you don't get no say so. You ain't got no rights. You ain't got no negotiating power. You got to come back and you are now the servant. You should already have a servant heart anyways, but now you got to serve hand and foot and you got to show yourself approved that you are worthy and deserving of trust. It's just like when somebody commit a crime, you got to go to jail. You got to do your time and show that you are worthy of being back in the free world. The same thing in a relationship. On your job, you keep coming in late, you get suspended. You get in trouble, you get reprimanded, you get rolled up, suspended without pay. In school, you get in trouble, you get detention, then you get ISS, then you get suspended. In every aspect of life, when you mess up, there is a penalty, a punishment. You go on probation and you got to show and prove. Take them P tests. Show up at the time you supposed to be there. Have your curfew. Can't leave the city without permission. You on probation because you got to show that you could be trusted without that ankle monitor on. You got to show that you can make the right choices and not do drugs. So you got to get this here test, this here P test. That's what you got. And so the same thing in a relationship. You got to show that you can be trusted. Don't come, oh, you just supposed to forgive me. Man, look what such and such did. Man, he did that. He did that, and then his wife forgave him. His wife speaking up for him. His wife, you know what I'm saying? This man went out here and caught this here disease and came out by the disease, and the wife still with him. Look what she did. Listen, don't try to throw in her face what another woman did. Because if another woman took a stupid pill, that don't mean your woman got to take no stupid pill just because somebody else's woman took a stupid pill. If your woman said, listen, I understand you human. Because I know the Lord only made one Jesus Christ. And he's the only one that we don't have a record of sin on. So I know everybody else is going to sin and fall short of the glory of God. I get that. But listen, now this is what you got to do to get me back. And now, if you get me back and you make another stupid choice, you'll never talk to me again, point blank, period. And listen to me here. If you can't do, and this the mistake that so many women make. The mistake that so many women make is they let a grown boy negotiate his way out of the reprimand, the repercussions. Oh, I don't want to do no session, man. Me and you can work on this. We don't need no third party. Well, all right. Well, do you promise to do the right thing? Yeah, I promise. That thing, you know, she back in my inbox. Well, he really gave me a lot of pushback about doing sessions with you. So I was like, well, I ain't gonna have him do that. But now I regret it because he was perfect for the first 3 months. And then I started to notice a change. And now 6 months, we broke up again. But the bad thing about it is I just took a pregnancy test and I'm expecting. I said, boy, look at here. So listen, if your woman standing on her own 2 feet and she's standing up for herself and she's saying, this what you need to do, this, to win my trust, to get back in good, for us to be able to ride off into the sunset. And that's your wife, and you know that's your wife, do that. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. Do that. Because listen, that real true love, it's not found, it's created. But you may only be able to create that real love one time in your life. So we all, even myself, have made mistakes or gonna make mistakes, stupid choices, men and women. Some stuff only God see. That's everybody, but this what you can't make that an excuse. You can't lay in that and wallow in that. And when you get caught, you get exposed, that's when you know your grace done ran out. That's when you know God said, listen, I ain't exposed you the first time you did it because I know that you is a dumb human. I know I made y'all with just limited brain and just bad choices. That's been happening since the Garden of Eden. So, but now you trying me like a baser. Now you got to get exposed. The grace off for you. You finna get exposed. What you doing in the dark finna come to the light because now you need somebody that can hold you accountable to your growth. And that's what the Lord will do. He'll step out of the way. The Lord will step out of the way and you'll get exposed. And when you get exposed, hey, it's time to grow. It's time to grow. With that exposure, it's time to grow. It's time to learn, to heal, to grow, to mature, to man up and be who you call to be. Point blank period hard. Hey, this is Tony Gaskins. God bless you. I'm finna get back to answering these questions on AskTonyGaskins.com. The question came in. I'm gonna try to work tonight till midnight answering these questions. These questions are private questions. The public questions go to inbox at TonyGaskins.com. These questions are private questions that people send in through AskTonyGaskins.com. It's like a email coaching session. Is what this is supposed to be for people who don't need a whole hour session, or it's not in the budget for a whole hour session, but they just need some little feedback on something. Now, I saw one young lady, she sent in to support that she got her confirmation email with her message, but it never came to the inbox. It never came to the inbox. So if 5 business days pass and you get the 6th business day and you haven't got a response, that means your message was never delivered to the inbox. It just got bounced back because I use Gmail. Even though it's at a domain name, it's coming to, I use Gmail as the email. So it'll kick back a lot of emails. So I went in spam today and saw like emails sitting in there. Typically it's Yahoo. I don't know what Gmail got against Yahoo, but they do not like no Yahoo emails. And y'all listen now, Google run the world right now. So get your Gmail. Get your Gmail. I know y'all with that Yahoo, that Hotmail, Hotlink, Cybernet, all this right here. Get your Gmail. Just go to gmail.com and click create account and get your Gmail. All right. Get on. It's like these people here, you know, they code and they try and take, somebody tried to, you know, be trying to log into my email and Gmail be right, man. Hey, somebody tried to log into your email and we blocked it. You see what I'm saying? Like they trying their best. So hey, get your old Gmail now, cause that way when you email me, there's a better chance it's gonna come on through. Hey, this is Tony Gaskins. God bless you. We'll be in touch. Talk soon.